Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, I believe that before going into the merits of this report, or in other words, before going into the merits of the bits of Hungarian legislation or parts of Hungarian legislation, first we have to clarify an issue of principle, whether this report can be or should be written at all. And this is the following. The European Union has 27 member states. It's only Hungary whose legal system is systematically scrutinized by the different bodies of the European Union and Council of Europe. What is the justification for this? Everybody said here that the European Union should be loyal to its own principle. Non-discrimination is one of those principles you guys are so very proud of. So what is discrimination? Discrimination is a difference in treatment without a justification. Different bodies of the European Union has very strict tests, thresholds, measurements for what is an acceptable justification. Where is the acceptable justification for this difference of treatment? I don't find any. So unless you can justify this different treatment, I don't think that this report should be written. Point number 2. It's also an issue of discrimination. How are the bits of laws picked by the European Union? Which pieces of law do you or do they scrutinize? I have some suggestions. For example, there is the law on land in Hungary, on agricultural land, who can possess, who can own agricultural land. In less than 2 years, buying agricultural land will be free for all European Union citizens. What does it mean? That our agricultural land, I'm sorry for the expression, because it's very cheap, it's going to be colonized. It's going to have enormous human rights consequences. Wouldn't it be a terrific idea if all these clever law professors and legal experts would give advice on Hungary on how to avoid this? Point number 3. I have a kind of a déjà vu feeling. This is already the second wave in Hungary of legal experts invading our country on behalf of civilization scrutinizing our whole legal system. First time, it happened after the failure of communism. How interesting. The only legal system they could imagine that was Euro-conform or civilization-conform was a legal system that didn't hurt the former communists at all. They were not punished for anything they have done. They could keep their luxurious villas. The former owners didn't get back any of their properties. Instead, the communists could privatize it for pennies. This was the legal system that was considered to be civilized and Euro-conform by the distinguished experts. Now there is a government that wants to carry out some fundamental changes. Not enough, and not fundamental enough, but at least they try to do something. How interesting. Now there is a second wave of these legal experts. What is their aim now, and what are their standards now? The next point. Being a lawyer specializing in women's rights, I very often meet the issue of emotional abuse or emotional terror. When this happens, then the abuser is not satisfied with anything what the abused woman or the abused partner does. First she keeps explaining, but for God's sake, I did cook. Maybe not every day, but 5 days a week I did cook. And I did clean the house. She tries to explain. But the good advice to be given to such an abused person is to raise your head and don't give any explanation anymore, but say, I want an equal relationship. I don't stand to be criticized for everything I do. I'm an equal partner and I want equal treatment. And if that doesn't work, then you have to have a divorce. And I ask my government to do exactly that, to say that was enough. I refuse to cooperate any longer, and if you don't like it, I will get out of the European Union. Thank you very much.